Hi there, and thanks for visiting my channel. I hope today is fantastic for everyone. Before launching the video, kindly go to click on the subscribe button after that. Please hit the most likes on this video. Eagerly anticipated edition Mama June's Family's Predicament is currently at last on the air after a while because of the excitement and fans were unable to restrain their excitement. Viewers anticipated it to be packed of entertainment and drama spice since Shannon participated in it the first time. The show itself had episodes that were alive. Meeting the expectations of the viewers, it showed June being hurried to the hospital due of her declining health issue, which led to her daughter. Pumpkin pondered whether her mom had resorted to drugs again despite her lengthy, with a convoluted past of addiction. Shannon feels that Mama June Pumpkin resorted to drug substance abuse has been a primary driver behind Shannon's family's breakdown. She have to handle numerous problems merely due to her drug abuse in 2019. June was taken into custody due of her holding a prohibited substance and drug-related items with her boyfriend. Mama June was imprisoned for the same and also gave Pumpkin custody of Alana. Despite having a complex past, it appears at this time that Shannon may have gone back to her previous addictions. In the first episode, Pumpkin made the decision to tell her mother to give Atlanta $800 in child support. Upon contacting her mother, she discovered she was being hurried to the hospital due to extreme vertigo and migraines. This information was a bit worried for the famous child, and she thought her mother had returned to using drugs. Mama June, though, attempted to clarify that she had been sober for almost 3 years, hadn't regressed in any way, not even in the last conversation with E.T. June disclosed that she receives a checkup each week for substances and sends her reports to the entertainers. Therefore, as of right now, it appears that Shannon has fully given up her previous Mama June's bad habits are not paying Alana's child support. Mother June. Eventually, Honey Boo was lost Boo's custody to Alana, her daughter, but she was still had to pay $800 as the star child's child support payment amount. In a new television teaser, Pumpkin and her spouse Josh talked about how the matriarch once lost hope in her daughter due to have refused to provide child support. The pair questioned whether Shen was attempting to purchase love by paying Alanta $300 shoes, and she struggled to make ends meet. Said some Pumpkin did not find it shocking that she only stated that her mother exhibited that she typically thinks these. However, things would correct the dynamics. The famous child was certain she wouldn't let June go and would hold her accountable. However, Shannon, in a recent interview, disclosed that she has recently increased her payment. She further stated that Alana is a costly and high-maintenance child, hence she ultimately decides to spend far more than that in Georgia's rural heartland amid the magnolia's lovely fragrance with the soft wind rustling through the trees. Tells the story of a family's tenacity and the addiction's relentless hold at the. In this tale, Mama June Shannon is the scent, a lady whose life has been chaotic, of renown, wealth, and difficult battles. A path filled with victories and trials have been transmitted to the globe via reality TV. But beyond the cameras and the pre-written, behind the drama is a raw and real reality, as well as heartbreaking. Pumpkin June's daughter has seen her mother's emotional journey for a long time, from the highs of prosperity and fame to the lows of. Pumpkin has endured addiction and hopelessness alongside her mother while negotiating the tumultuous waters in their dynamic household. Nonetheless, among the commotion and clamor are there worrying hints, tremors of terror, that Mama June might be reverting to the grip of addiction. Everything started. Received a call that would shake the Shannon family to their core. Pumpkin's voice wavered while she described Do Mama June's sister received the news that been transported in the dead to the hospital of night, her vital condition, and her. As they hurried to pass, the future seemed unclear. Her flank am, a flurry of feelings swept over Pumpkin: fear, rage, and a strong feeling of déjà vu when sitting in the hospital's sterile confines. Pumpkin in the waiting room was unable to move an overwhelming sense of dread that hovered in the air, recollections of previous hospital stays, of whispered exchanges and emotional confessions filled her thoughts. She was aware too well the costs associated with addiction could not only focus on the person. However, as the hour on the whole family extended over days, a Pumpkin was discovered, herself juggling contradicting feelings. On the one hand, there were the intense devotion and love she had for her mother's wish to witness her triumph, her obstacles, and come out stronger than before. However, the opposite side of things was the fearing that the past might repeat itself, that Mama June's conflict with addiction was by no means over. During one of their vigils held late at Pumpkin's, anxieties at Mama June's bedside were acknowledged throughout the span of susceptibility. Mama June told her the truth, daughter, that she really had been battling addiction once more. Pumpkin's eyes filled with tears as she endured her mother's excruciating words, each syllable piercing her already sickened heart. In the days that followed, discovered a Pumpkin herself thrown into the part of caregiver, balancing her own anxieties and fears coupled with the duty to guarantee her mother's recuperation. She contacted friends and family in an effort to get their support, advice for negotiating this dangerous territory. But among the confusion and the ambiguity, one query that kept bothering her, asking how it had happened. It seems that the solution to this was in the intricate network of Mama June's history. From a young age, June had encountered more than a good amount of hardship growing up in a family beset by destitution and disruption in her turbulent partnership. Beside her mother, Mama Shirley had departed, severe wounds that weren't yet healed, and when June had a knock on her door from fame, embraced it fully in the hopes of comfort and affirmation under the spotlight of fame, but not the spotlight, as she quickly found to be a double-edged sword. Brought fame and fortune with it. However, it also attracted attention, and every error, every blunder, every judgment was broadcasting, feeding to the entire planet, looking into June's fears and stoking them, tendencies towards self-destruction. And when the applause died down and the cameras stopped, disappeared, June discovered she was adrift in. It was a sea of hopelessness and loneliness. In the midst of these gloomy times, that June had become dependent on narcotics as a way to run away, seeking solace from the suffering and the guilt that was about to overwhelm her. Initially, it had just been a brief break from her life's turmoil. Yet as the hold of addiction became more entrenched, June discovered that she was losing control of herself. Formerly promising future obscured by for years, she had been scared of her demons. June had battled silently to keep her hidden addiction from those closest to her, believed that she could defeat her demons by alone. But now that she's in the stark awareness of her own death, that she was unable to continue on her own, and so she set out with Pumpkin by her side on the difficult road to recovery, one full of challenges and setbacks, but also with sporadic moments of hope and recuperating. As the weeks and months passed, Mama June started to gradually but steadily take small steps to recover her life with the assistance of her relatives and with the help of her therapists. She faced the demons from her history and discovered how to reconcile with the woman she witnessed. A journey in the mirror, characterized by obstacles and setbacks, but also by triumphant moments and tenacity. And through it all, Pumpkin remained firm at her mother's side, a ray of hope and love in the darkest moments. She discovered that addiction wasn't an indication of fragility, but instead a sign of more serious injuries that needed to heal, so she made a commitment to never allow her mother to see her again. Devils by themselves, aware that when they could get beyond any barrier that stood in their direction as the sun fell behind the Ross is covered with long shadows from the horizon. Pumpkin brought her to the hospital room. With her mother's hand, a quiet vow, going through them even though they knew the journey was far from over. As long as they were with one another, could withstand any turbulence that came their way amid the mayhem and there remained, however, a gleam of hope, the conviction that, despite how bleak the night may appear, dawn will always shatter anew, and so, while the stars glowed above and everything slept peacefully, Pumpkin and Mama June discovered a solid and embrace one another's hearts, entangled in a relationship that could never be crushed since fame was ultimately unimportant, or luck that characterized them, but are of the depth of their affection and their spirit's tenacity, and as they faced the obstacles that were in their way, they done so with hearts and heads held high, full of fervor and awareness that they were unstoppable when combined in the peaceful darkness of the night amid the machine's beeping and the quiet nursing whispers. A new chapter started to open, a hopeful new chapter. Atonement and the unwavering ties of family, even though the future would be drawn out in full with difficulties. Mother Pumpkin and June approached it with a fresh feeling of purpose and awareness that whatever they would confront, whatever lay ahead of them, hand in hand, united from heart to heart,